Welcome everybody to Building SouthLake. So welcome back if you are just joining me for the first time. Welcome to the series. So we are on episode 80. We are 20 episodes away from 100. So today is actually a tour because every 10 parts we do a tour. So example 80, we did one on 70 and 60 and so on and so forth. So today I actually have some really cool things to show you guys, and we're going to be kind of going over this in the entire city and what we've kind of worked on, and then we're still going to go over and look at some of the older stuff as well. So definitely one of the newer things added to the actual city itself was this new apartment complex here. And it actually does have one floor to it. Actually, it might have 2 or 3. I know, big deal. So this is actually what the inside is going to look like. And here's what just the normal apartments are going to look like when you come in. So we come in, you have your TV, your living room, your dining room. You have a balcony as well. And then we have a nice little small kitchen here. And then we have the master bedroom. It's only a 1-bedroom apartment. We have a nice little TV, we have some closet space, we have a bathroom. So literally we have everything. I was actually pretty happy with how it got laid out. I was pretty happy with it in my personal opinion. And then we fly back up. Why did it? Oh yeah, because of slabs. That's why the roof looked a little bit different. Yeah, so that's actually what all the main apartments are going to look like. But the very top one is actually my apartment. Not in real life, but just in this apartment complex that we made. So the ones on the very top are the bigger ones. And you'll see why. So we walk in, we have, again, the living room to our right. Nice little big TV, got our sound system and everything. A little bit bigger kitchen with a nice little window overlooking everything. We have a balcony, again, over here, just kind of overlooking everything. Our dining room table. Nice little big painting. And as you can see, the walls go up a lot higher. Then we come into here. There's the second bedroom. So, again, we have a nice little view of the city itself. Nice little big bed, queen-size bed probably. And then we have a guest bedroom, bathroom. We have a closet. We have a lot of stuff. Then we go out, and then we can actually go upstairs. And here's where I would be sleeping if I ever did sleep here. And then we have a bathroom up here as well. So nice little bathroom. And we also have another balcony up here. So the top ones have 2 balconies and a big chandelier here in the middle. Yeah, so that's actually, one of the bigger additions, I think, to the city itself are these I'm adding more apartment complexes to everything, just because of the fact that we need more, stuff like that. And there's also going to be more parking garages, erected in the future and stuff like that to allow for that space. So one of the newer things, there's some more stuff all the way over there. But I believe in the past 10 parts, the biggest thing that was probably added was the addition of the mall. I'm not sure if the mall was started, how many parts ago it was, but I'm pretty sure it's, in the past 10. But here is the mall over here. It will come into frame. Here it is. Yeah, so here is how the mall actually looks. It's not fully complete yet, and we will do some rundown of what's going to be going on with it here in a couple minutes. So we kind of fly around, you can kind of see all the stores and stuff like that. It's a pretty big mall, and I'm pretty happy with that. Fly around over here. We have some more stuff. Little elevation drop here. And just kind of trying to load it all in. It can take a while because we have quite a bit of stuff. And we have an attached parking garage over here. So basically what you're going to do is, you would park up here. The parking garage isn't finished yet. But we just walk up and then, walk over and into the elevator shafts here to where we can go down. And I'm actually pretty happy with the lobby here. I think it looks very pretty. And then, so kind of good there. So one of the future plans is once the roof is all done, what I want to do is, so this actually goes up. There's only going to be a 2-story mall, but technically it'll be like a 2.5-story mall. And you'll see why here in a second. So what I want to do is when you first walk in through here, through these doors, this is going to go all the way around over to this side here to where this is where the food court's going to be. So all this space here is where the food court's going to go. And there's going to be a wall separating everything off from here. Because this is supposed to be like the Cheesecake Factory, pretty much, area. So after that, it's really just going to go from there and go into a 2-story mall. Besides this, little mezzanine area here. But that's really just about it for the mall. I mean, there's a lot of future plans for it. It is close to being, completed on the outside, minus like the parking spaces, the parking lots over here, stuff like that. But other than that, it's pretty close to being done. And the only thing I wish I would have done differently with the mall is I wish I would have made it a little bit taller. Just because looking at it from this angle, it's not really too tall. So I really wish I would have changed that, but not too big of a deal. So going back to other apartment complexes that we also added in the past 10 parts is this one here. And we walk in, you can see what this apartment looks like. So some of the more test ones do have some rooms added. So we have a bathroom here, not really completed. TV, we have a closet for everything. Boop, open this up, and then you can kind of see everything and how it looks. Nice little big living room area. And then we can also see out from the main part of the city here. So this was just like a concept for how I want the apartments to look when we do eventually get to the interior. So the whole point of this building here actually is, if you notice, there's not too many actual skyscrapers surrounding this area. And what I want to actually represent with this is the fact that, a lot of developing parts of cities, you can't really build out, they have to build up. And so that's actually what I want to kind of work with on these sides of, the main part of the city, is kind of expanding everything, vertical. Also, this building's pretty new. I'm not sure if I've actually shown you guys this building, but it actually looks pretty good in my opinion. I like the color scheme of things. It's nice and simple, and it gets the job done. And nice little gate here to close everything off. And this still needs to be finished, obviously, but we will get to that at some point. Let's see. Nice little view of the city here. I mean, as you guys know, if you've, seen my series, one of my favorite views of the city itself is this one right here. I don't know why. It's just one of those things where it looks amazing. And also, if you do come onto the map, there's actually one of the chests where you can get a map to see how everything looks. So just kind of keep an eye on that if you ever join in. Because as you guys know, you can join in. You just cannot build. You can just kind of look around and get some inspiration for yourself. So we fly over here. This is where a lot of the new changes have happened. So there actually was I think it was a blue and white building right here that we actually demolished and replaced it with this new one here, which looks 10 times better in my opinion. We still need to fix some things from using TNT to blow that thing up, but I think it looks pretty good. And it's actually probably one of my favorite architectural buildings in the city, just how there's so many different angles to it. I mean, you have all these stair steps going up, and these are not apartments. These are just little smoke areas, if you want to call them that, or just getting some fresh air. And then it curves back, in, but then it guns back out this way. And then from the back, it kind of curves in a little bit too. There's a lot of different just design to put into this one, which I was really a big fan of. And then we have this nice little platform here. So it's actually one of my favorite buildings in the city now, and I love how the elevators go outside of the building itself. And just, again, another small addition that I liked that I did. And the other two new buildings are right here. I think we worked on this one 2 parts ago, maybe 1 part ago. I can't exactly remember. But this here underneath just used to be a plain, parking area, a parking lot. But I figured in a city, that's kind of a waste of space. So why not kind of build on top of it, keep the parking lot itself, but turn it into a parking garage, and then add in some buildings on top of it. And that's exactly what we did here. And we have some office space here. You can kind of see everything. And these will just be plain office buildings. So nice and simple. We can actually go in these. So you'd actually come up from the elevator. You have the main lobby, the receptionist, who would greet you if you're a customer. And then you would just have your main office space. Nice and simple. I'm pretty happy with. I'm starting to do a little bit more interior along the way. Over here, we have a lot of the older stuff. There's not really too many new things added over in this area, I don't think. I think the only thing that's really kind of new, but not in the past 10 parts, is really the addition of the beach, which I have not worked on in a very long time. I do want to get back to doing it. It's so time consuming, and we start to figure out, how we want the ocean to work, which directions we want it to go. So there's still a lot of things we got to work out first before we can kind of continue with that. But still one of my favorite things, because the plan is the river will come out to the ocean, and then the ocean will span out maybe a map. Because I think I actually did measure it a couple weeks ago to see how far we could really go. The farthest we could actually go would be 1 map with the ocean. That way we have 1 map left over for building another city across the ocean, if that makes any sense. And then a lot of the newer stuff is really just over here. I mean, again, we showed you the apartment complex here, which is one of my favorite designs just because it's so simple. And I love the color scheme of things here. Let's see. I think this building behind it is kind of new as well. I like this building because it kind of incorporates a old design with a new design. It just kind of looks like this building has history to it, Let's see. Trying to think of anything else. The parking garage, I'm not sure if that's past 10 parts or not, but still nice to see. One of my favorite parking garage designs that I've ever done, just because it's so simple. I like how the color schemes work. Now, also keep in mind that if you are trying to recreate some of this stuff, if you're not using the city texture pack on the Xbox One or 360, things might look a little bit different, so just kind of keep that in mind. Then we have the Almighty Stadium, which is still one of my favorite builds in the entire city. And unfortunately, we haven't been able to do the subscriber of the weeks, just because I don't know what's happened to YouTube Analytics, their engagement tab, but I cannot find it anywhere. So I can't really do a subscriber of the week until that comes back. So once that comes back, I will still do subscriber of the week. I'm just waiting on YouTube pretty much. And then the newest thing that we added just, I think the past 2 parts, was this all the way over here. You can kind of see it coming into frame, is the new addition of a construction building. I've been wanting to do a construction building since the beginning of SouthLake, but I haven't really had a good place to do it. And I thought there's actually a perfect location after actually scouting it out and trying to figure out a good place. And there's actually what we came up with. I love how it looks. It looks fantastic in my opinion. One of my favorite views of it is right here. You can kind of see how everything's kind of going and taking place. So the first 3 floors are just kind of, you're building up the building as it goes. So we actually go in. I like how it actually looks like a construction building as well. So we walk in, we just have some pieces that are going to be used later on. We got some wood over here. We have the elevator shaft for support for later on. And then we also have the stairs for the workers to actually go up. So we can walk up the stairs, and they are fully completed, so you can walk all the way up. Keep going. We're only on the 3rd floor. There we go. And all the floors are pretty much complete, because if you don't know how a construction building works, is you add the floors in first, and then you go in and add the glass and stuff like that later on. So if we actually keep going up, it should be like the next 2 floors. Yep, this one here. There's actually a floor that's in the middle of being worked on, is the whole point of this construction site. So they're actually building the floors themselves right now. And the whole point of the cobblestone walls here, these are meant to act as the steel beams, even though they don't fully go underneath. They're kind of there to represent, so if you are a worker, you can actually walk across these if you need to. And then we have the almighty cranes, which I'm actually very, very happy with the cranes. It took me a couple hours to think of a new design from my old, previous designs, but I love this one. It actually feels more realistic, and you'll see why. So when we come down to the bottom, we use cobblestone walls for the base, and right here, and you actually have some support for it too. It actually looks like it's being held up properly with all the support, and you actually can take a ladder all the way up, so it is realistic in that sense. So you go all the way up, and then you have your crane operator controls. It's just one switch. Doesn't really do anything. But then we can actually open this up, go to a balcony right here, kind of see outside. But then you can also go up and walk on top of the crane like you can in real life, which is one of the best additions I think I added. And one of the hardest parts about the crane was actually adding it to where, if you look at any real life crane, towards the front they have like a triangle shape that you can actually walk underneath. But then towards the back it's more open. And trying to add that design in the front was very hard. But I finally found a design I liked, just using stairs and slabs. And it worked out perfectly. And it kind of just looks like they're putting some pieces into place, which is what I wanted to go for here. And then we have another crane. And I still want to add one more crane, I think maybe over here. Or maybe on top of that building. I'm not exactly sure where I want it to go yet. But I really like how the construction building is taking place. It looks fantastic in my opinion. Oh yeah, let's show you guys the map. So the map looks a little bit different as well. So boom, here's what the map looks like. I mean, they updated the maps a couple updates ago to where you get full color from everything now. So everything has its own kind of color coordinated style. And this is what we have. So the map is almost completely full over on this side. Now over by the stadium, it's not even close, but we still have a lot of work to do over there. Yeah, so for the most part, that's it for our tour, guys. So thank you very much for watching. It is greatly appreciated. Let me know what you guys think of the city, because I know you guys love SouthLake. So thank you guys very much for watching. It is greatly appreciated. And I will see you guys next week for another episode of Building SouthLake. So bye-bye.